Have you ever found yourself jumping from idea to idea or from project to project, never really being able to settle on an idea to see something through all the way to its completion? Find yourself starting something new halfway through the previous project, and before you know it, you've got 5 to 10 or even more unfinished projects, which sometimes can cause a lot of overwhelming anxiety or some feelings of insecurity. Well, if you have a look at your projects list and there's multiple open at once or multiple that you're working on at once, sometimes a messy projects list can equal a messy mind. Now, what do I mean by that? I've done it. We all have. You're working on a short film or you're working on your piece of artwork, and halfway through, a new idea hits you. Well, this would be killer. This would be awesome. This is way better. I want to start that. So you open another file and you start another draft and you add another layer to the pile. And now instead of one finished piece of work, you've got five half done ones collecting dust. This is something that can really build insurmounting pressure because instead of having one to finish, you've now got five plus to finish. It's like opening up another tab in your mind or having another person that you've conjured up inside your own consciousness that you need to answer to. But here's what we don't talk about. Every new project you start without finishing the last one is a cost to your creativity because the deeper magic, the breakthroughs, the style discovery, the moments of clarity, they only happen when you commit to a project fully. And that takes immersion, not multitasking. Creativity isn't just about ideas, it's about depth. And you don't get that when you're bouncing around. Think about it like this. You're sitting down to study. You're sitting down to read a book. You're sitting down to complete a chore. But then your phone goes off. You sit down, you check the phone, you check the notification. It's from Instagram. All of a sudden, you find yourself scrolling through Instagram because something else caught your eye. That's what you're doing to your creativity every single time you stop a project halfway through to work on a new one. That instant hit of dopamine, this new project, it can sometimes be a little bit addictive. And it's not something you really want to give a lot of time to because before you know it, you've allowed that to get too far. And again, you've got 5 to 10 projects on the go and none of them are getting completed. None of them have your best and most fullest attention. The reason we start jumping from project to project usually isn't about being lazy or undisciplined. It's fear. Fear of finishing. Fear that if you actually finish, you'll have to share it. And if people don't like it, then what? Maybe they think you're not good enough. So instead, we subconsciously protect ourselves. We keep things in progress because it's never done. It can't be judged. But the best idea that you can have is the one that you complete. The best idea that's going to get you progress and a return on your effort is the idea that gets finished. Because it's all well and good to speak about this idea or this new idea or this other idea that you may be working on, but that's nothing. Unless you have something hard and something physical to show someone, to put out there to the world, to show your artwork, to show your creativity, to show your progress, to show your potential, it doesn't matter. Because they always say that the graveyard is the richest place in the world because so many ideas, they go to the grave. There's so many creative people, so many people who had this inspiration or this stroke of genius or anything, but they never acted on it. And you don't want that to be you. You want that to be the opposite. You want to be the one who, why not? Why can't it be me? Why can't I get this idea done and put it out there? Because the odds are, if everybody else is out there overthinking their decisions and not getting them out there, and you're the one who does, then you're the best one in the room because you're the one who completed it. So when it comes to seeing a project all the way to its completion, I want to give you 3 things that help me break out of that same loop. You're going to choose one project. Write all your active projects down. Circle one, the one that lights you up the most and can be completed soon. That's your priority. No new projects until it's done. Give it a deadline. Deadlines create pressure, and pressure creates focus. Whether it's a week or a month, set a hard deadline and stick to it. Post it somewhere visible, public if possible. Build a feedback habit, not a fear. Instead of hiding your work, start showing early drafts to 1 to 2 trusted people. Learn to seek critique, not avoid it. Feedback isn't the enemy, it's fuel. As I heard this fantastic quote recently, failure is the shortening of distance between where you're at and success. I may have butchered that, but the sentiment still stands. And it was absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't believe how much I loved that quote. I'll say it again. Failure is the shortening of the distance between where you are now and success. Great creatives aren't great because they have the best ideas. They're great because they finish. Finished projects are the only ones that can impact people, the only ones that grow your portfolio, the only ones that open doors, and the only ones that count. I used to think starting was the brave part, but now I know finishing is braver, because finishing means being seen and letting yourself be seen, imperfections and all. That's where growth starts. That's where connections happen, and that's where momentum builds. I have completely lost track of the amount of times that I've sent a video to someone, been like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. This is it. But that's all. It stops there. I didn't go and work on that. I didn't go and put the plans in place to action that. I sent it through because to me, the idea of it being like, yeah, this is what I want to do, gave me more fulfillment or the dopamine than going and actually doing it. So now, every time I see something that inspires me, I save it, I keep it to myself, and I know that's going to further my ability or further my creative process because it's shaping more and more of what my niche, what my flavor is, what my approach is to things. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one project, finish it. Even if it's messy, even if it's not perfect, finish it with care, detail, vulnerability, and share it. Leave a comment with the one project you're going to finish this month. I'll be in the replies. And if you're on a similar journey, learning, building, creating, subscribe and follow along. I'm figuring it out in real time as well. What I would love to see is at least one person who comments and saying, look at my Instagram or look at my portfolio. I would absolutely love to see the projects that you're working on and the projects that you're finishing because I believe in you. I 100% believe in you and your potential and the artwork that you're working on. And I cannot wait to see it. I know that you're going to do great things. I know that you're going to be amazing. And even if it's scary, it doesn't matter. We're all scared. We're all doing this for the first time ourselves. And again, it's the best thing if you do fail. Because a lot of the time, if you never fail, then you can't learn. You can't see where you went wrong. I spoke to a friend recently where I said, he asked me how I've been going, and I said, I'm going great. And he said, why is that? And I said, because you don't know how much negative feedback I've gotten lately, and it's amazing. And he was confused. He's like, how is negative feedback amazing? And I said, well, all the negative feedback that I've gotten, it's made me so much better as a creator, as a person, as a filmmaker. These people who are saying, yeah, that doesn't look great, or that doesn't make sense, or this could be better. I'm like, great, perfect, thank you, because I'm only looking at it from my perspective. You definitely don't want to fall into the trap of letting too many cooks into the kitchen, though. You still need to you still need to reserve some energy and some confidence in yourself. So don't take that as whatever everyone else says is right, because it's not. It's not true. If someone was to say to me, you should have done this, that's what they would have done. That's not what I did. But you take it on board as okay, maybe I'll reapproach this and this needs a second look. Maybe this needs a second or third or fourth look. And that's how you want to approach it. So I'll leave it at that. Again, please do comment saying I'm working on this. I really, really want to hear about it and I cannot wait to see it and check it out. I wish you all the best and I hope you have a fantastic week and I'll see you in the next one.